me. Yeah. Well, I didn't mute it. Yes, I'm the smartest or something. I muted it just in time, maybe. I'm not sure, actually. How does that look? It still doesn't look perfect. Like the picture for Fischer, it's about 0.8% off. Let me know if you can hear me or see me or both. Hopefully not both. That sounds awful. Let's refresh and see if we have any viewers. 0. Yes, it went from not showing me anything to showing me 0. Okay, then I went back to not showing me anything. Usually it takes you guys about 5 minutes to get here. And then it says I have 0 viewers when I have 200. Good job, Twitch. So I didn't stream 2 nights ago because we saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and that movie never ended. And the funny thing is, previous movie I saw in Michigan when I visited my family was Avengers Endgame. So I've done something I've probably never done before in my life. I saw 2 3-hour movies in a row at the theater. Most movies aren't 3 hours, but both of these were. And the Avengers movie, they had an issue with the film. After about an hour, the sound stopped working, and it took them about 20 minutes to fix it. So it made the 3-hour and 5-minute movie much longer. And then last night I didn't stream because I was exhausted. And then when I got home, Karen said, let's go to karaoke. So I went to karaoke. So yeah, probably should have slept. But anyway, so I'm going to stream the next 7 nights unless Karen doesn't let me, which is pretty likely that she won't. From a 9:30 to 11:30, which is now. So every night, the next 7 nights, same thing. And each stream will be instructive. I'm not going to play anybody or talk to you or even think that you exist. Wait, do you exist? Do I exist? Let's see, do I have sound? Nobody's complaining. Because that'd be funny if I didn't. Avengers Endgame is longer when there's a 20-minute break in the middle because they're fixing the film. Right, sweetie? Yeah, Karen agrees. Yeah. Karen's on a health food kick at the moment. So. All right. You got to wash that down with some beer. All right. Or as the kids would say, I have beer, even though it's not beer. Kids think this is beer. Yeah. So we're going to do a different player every night. Tonight's Fischer. And if you were here for the last lecture, that was Kasparov. That was 3 nights ago. So 2 nights ago, I saw the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which we all liked. Last night, karaoke. And the next 7 nights will be a different player. Probably do Karpov tomorrow. And if you saw the announcement on the chess club page of chess.com, I'm also going to do Smyslov, Tal, Morphy, and I'm forgetting somebody. And somebody else. Somebody else good, I don't know. So we'll do about an hour and a half to 2 hours of Fischer, as it says in the name of the stream. So, yeah. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying. Hello. Okay, that's good. Avengers Endgame is long. So is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's past my bedtime. It is. Finegold, correct. Watching one of my... Yeah. Let's see. Also, I got new shoes today, so my feet hurt less than usual. People on Reddit are concerned you're no longer teaching. They don't know your streaming schedule. Well, that's very important what people on Reddit think. Nothing's more important.
I didn't tell you this.
Yeah, they can hear you.
I know. Somebody called today.
Yeah.
At the chess club, and I picked it up, and they asked if you were well.
Yeah, I did stream 3 nights ago.
And I said, yeah, and they were concerned because there were no videos to YouTube, and
That's correct.
I explained that we fired our video editor.
Yeah, but also I haven't posted on my channel either, mainly because I haven't been making any. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that is concerning. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, also, often what happens is in like a 30-day period, I'll make 7 videos instead of like 22. And then somebody doesn't see the 7 videos. They see like one of them. They're like, he's not streaming anymore. I'm like, well, you didn't watch them. That's why you didn't think I was streaming. $20. Seaburn 1985. I exist, I think. You do not exist. If you'd like to exist, donate $30 more. For a $50 donation, he definitely exists. There's no 49, I don't know. It's like 49 donation or fight. Is that how it goes? That's the saying? You weren't a history major? No. Is it 49-40 or fight? Is that the saying?
I don't know.
It has to do with the longitude and latitude. Is it 49-40? I'm sure somebody on the stream knows. I knew 35 years ago. Now I forgot 34 years ago. Yeah. Is it 49-40? What is it? What's the saying? Have you ever been in Poland? I have. When I was 14, I went to Moscow, and on the way back, our plane landed in Warsaw, and we stayed on the plane, and then we continued. That was the only time I was in there. 54-40 or fight. Damn, I was close. I said 49-40. Yeah. Close. For $50, Ben will present you with a certificate of existence. Correct. Yeah.
Hey, Chica.
Go, Karen, show yourself. That's what it says.
Yeah, I know.
She's like, no. She says that's ridiculous. Karen sang at karaoke last night. She sang a Fleetwood Mac song, right?
Yeah.
What was it?
Gypsy.
That was pretty good. Yeah.
Well, compared to everybody.
Man, that was some bad. That was some bad.
Some nights are good singers, but
that was some bad singing.
So that
one guy might have sang okay, maybe.
Which one?
I don't know. One woman might have sang okay. Then when she sang again, she wasn't good. It was
I know
weird.
you're talking about. She had poor song choice, but nice voice.
Yeah. Will you be analyzing any more games for us? What did I just say for 10 minutes? Ugh. All right. Well, that person doesn't exist, but thanks for the $20, you not existent person, if you can call him a person. What's funny is his name was Burns, and I got burned him. So that's good.
It's my arm.
That is. That's all you get is her arm for $20. For more money, she'll show you even more. Yeah, there you go. I just played Blitz. We're having a weekend tournament. And there's a guy rated 2,500 USCF who's temporarily in Atlanta. And he has a lot of names. What's one of his names? No?
Felix.
Felix is one of his names. That's his first name. But then, he's like Central or Cuban or Mexican. So he has a lot of names. Yeah. Anyway, he's 2,500 USCF. And he's played in a few tournaments in Atlanta lately. I just played him 3 games of 3-minute. But in real life, not on the internet. And I forgot what happened. Yeah. Well, he's 23 years old and I'm 49. So that's what happened. Although I did cheat a lot in the last game. There was a lot of cheating. So I won that game. Although if there was a director there, I would have been forfeited like 4 times. So in fact, I took a move back. Man, that's how bad I am. Take moves back and I still cheat to win after I take the moves back. Damn, that wasn't good. What I did is I wanted to play knight d4, and I had 2 knights that could go to d4, and my knight on f3 was hanging. I moved the other knight to d4, hit the clock. He just said he has to move the other one. What am I, like 12? Did he know who I was, or he thought I was like a beginner? Do you think he knows who I am?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
How do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah, he probably just thought I was some guy. He's like, how'd that guy beat me one game? Yeah. I'm not sure the guy even knows who I am, but second game, I sacked my queen for mate to this really obvious tactic because he had a minute on his clock. So I have a queen and a rook doubled up on the bubble up. And then I play queen sack because my rook's behind my queen. Then my other rook goes and mates because both rooks are now protecting, So it was cool. It was like a what do you call them? Puzzle rush tactic. But if I was dead lost that game. I lost the first game. I cheated the third game. Horrible. 195 cent to dues. Go Karen. Also Ben, but mostly Karen. Correct. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was very good, but most people on this stream don't have the intellect or patience to watch it. You agree with that?
No.
Really?
No.
Yeah, I'm right. Yeah. You'll just think it's long and boring. Yeah. Chica Booga Booga subscribed. Thank you. Yeah. Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. Who said that?
I don't know.
Jesse Ventura. You heard of him?
Yeah.
Why have you heard of him? What did he do?
Well, of course, first and foremost, wrestling.
Yeah, and he was the governor of Minnesota.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, when he was a wrestler, he said that. He was accused of cheating by the announcer, by the interviewer, and that was his response. Then he became governor later. That was his campaign slogan. I also enjoyed it. What wrestler and or governor. Yeah. Yeah, he's not the world's sanest person, but who is? Okay, I have 138 viewers to do. All right. Anyway, let's look at some Fischer games. Probably look at about 5 games. Hopefully Karen will sit here and you can look at her.
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, Slip to Jab just subscribed.
I'll come after the first game.
I finally made it 9 months. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's right. One time when I worked at Chess Express, the boss wouldn't lock the register like we don't. And I was like, what if somebody steals money? And he had 2 answers to that.
Yeah.
He's like, well, if they're stealing it, they need more than I do. That was his first answer. Then I was like, what if the employee steals the money? And he said, I don't trust anybody who doesn't try to steal a little. Got to steal a little bit. Yeah, that's an old saying. Got to steal a little. Yeah. Okay. We could get through one game. I could do a Ginger GM and be like, okay, let's talk about move 1 for an hour. Then I could do an Jacobian and look at it again. Right? You agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you fall asleep? Yeah. Okay.
Really
yeah, sure. My lecture was fascinating, so she fell asleep standing up.
now it's
Okay.
about
Yeah.
going through
Yeah.
the games twice.
I mean, I have something really funny I could say, but I can't say it. Okay, so anyway, where was I? Okay, so I actually have never seen this game in my life, and then I saw it about half an hour ago, and I was like, oh, this is a cool game. So this is Kasparov Fischer, 1959. Now, trivia for Karen. When Fischer had his birthday in 1959, you obviously know the dates I won't ask you. March 9th. How old did he turn? You can guess.
In 1959?
Yeah, you can guess. He's playing in the candidates tournament, so he's like top 10 in the world. 10? He's top 10 in the world when he's 10? Not a good guess. No, he's 16. I thought you'd say like 22, and I'd say 16. He's impressed. 10? What is he, Doric? Okay, 10, she said 10, so I need to donate money because I have to put up with that, with the answer of 10. What? So 29, 27. 29 is when Fischer quit chess. Became world champion at 29. Now, the look at the camera. Yeah, Eddie Murphy taught me that, or vice versa. Okay, Eddie Murphy is one of the top 2 funniest Murphys after Charlie Murphy. R.I.P. Okay, so this is Kasparov Fischer, candidates 1959. All right, now let's see if Karen's paying attention. I mean, like to her husband, like throughout my life. What year did Fischer play my dad? No idea is the answer?
1969.
That's the year I was born.
Yeah.
Close. No, 63.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, and then what city was it in? Bay City, Michigan, in the Western Open.
Oh, I wasn't going to get that.
Well, I know. All right, let's see. Somebody said 1923. Somebody said 63 question mark because they knew that. Yeah. R.I.P. Charlie Murphy's correct. Charlie Murphy. Yeah. Man, Charlie Murphy was funny. Most of his jokes I can't tell because I'll be banned from Twitch. But he's really funny. Right, I can't tell any of those jokes. Man, especially like darkness. I can't tell any of that stuff. Okay. Man, that was one of my favorite lines when he said stuff I can't say. And then he said Wesley Snipes wasn't famous yet. That was just, I don't know who wrote that line, but it was hilarious. Probably he did. $9.99 from JAA928. You're welcome. My favorite beer. Can you give me that? That's my favorite beer. Let me show you. Can I have some or you're drinking?
You can.
Yeah.
There's more.
That's my favorite beer. Okay. Also, Stella. Okay. Was it this one or this one? All right. I've actually never seen the movie.
I haven't seen the whole movie. I've seen parts.
Yeah, I might have seen a second. Yeah. Okay. It's Belgian and it's St. Louisian, but it's Belgian, right? Yeah, obviously Belgian. I lived in Belgium. Okay. So, yeah, that's Karen and I like that beer. Streetcar. Also, that beer's vegan. However, if you get the honey, Stella Artois honey, whatever, that's not vegan because it's honey. Yeah. That's why I never call Karen honey because then it's not vegan. I can't say that. Okay. Streetcar's too slow for me. Very good. That was good. Yeah. Okay, so this is Kasparov Fischer from the Candidates Tournament. And just, you can sit, like, so they can see you.
Yeah, I'm going to go buzz around a little, and then I'll come back.
You're going to get buzzed? Okay. Anyway, so then this move Karen approved. Bishop f4. Unfortunately, Karen's not as good as Fischer. Now, in my last lecture of this ilk, I was trying to explain how Kasparov, Fischer, Morphy, and many others are better than Carlsen. And then you guys are like, Carlsen's better, and you start crying. Like, you just, right? No, I'm serious. Yeah. You guys are like, I get like these emails like Carlsen, and like there's crying on the email. I'm like, the email's wet. I'm like, come on. What? How do you, like, who cares? Anyway, I guess Norwegians care. So, yeah, if you want a world champion to never win a game in a world championship or tie a world championship match or win a tournament by half a point, Carlsen's your man. If you want a world champion that draws 21 games in a row, Carlsen's your man. You're right. You got me. Okay. But if you want a world champion who wins tournaments by 3 points, by 4 points, like it's like +8, +10, then you want Fischer and Kasparov. Also, Morphy wouldn't hurt. They didn't really have tournaments when Morphy would just beat everybody blindfolded and simul. Okay. So now this is when Fischer was 16, and he's playing Paul Keres, who's considered one of the 3 greatest players never to be world champion. Normally, I mean, not now, because now you got Caruana and stuff. But normally, the big three are Keres and Rubinstein and Korchnoi. Those are the big 3 of not becoming world champion. So, all right, supercomputers. Yeah, thanks. What? C. Byrne, you can't say that my facts are spurious or specious because you don't exist. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, players today are so much better. Yeah, they're great. Yeah. You see the rapid in Paris today? It's like, I blunder first, you blunder next. Players, I think, are worse today than they used to be. Computers don't really help them play well. The computers help with the opening preparation. Then when they're out of their opening preparation, they play horrible. Like Elvest, for example, was number 3 in the world, 25 years ago. And he's playing in the U.S. Senior Championship, which ended last week. And he hung a piece on move 5. So he must be the best player who ever lived. Yeah. Yeah, players are worse now than they used to be, but I'm not sure why. Their opening preparation's better, but their overall level of play is just bad. So anyway, I think players are too careful and they care about their rating too much, so they just can't play well. Also, the Soviet machine is gone. Okay, and I know because I talked to Pink Floyd about it, and they welcomed me. Okay, anyway, we got the London over here to the King's Indian. So it's like Karen against everybody. Okay, now in this position, I don't like the move Kara's made. Let's see, Codex just subscribed 10 months in a row. There you go. Exactly. Yeah, Anish Giri, lose all his games, yeah. If players were better today than they were 30, 40, 50 years ago, then Anand wouldn't beat everybody in a rapid tournament at the age of 49. Right? Adam would be losing to 20-year-olds because they're better now. But no. When a 49-year-old who's 20 years past his prime is just as good in rapid as best players in the world, because players are worse. Yeah, players today can't play rapid at all. They're just awful. Man, they need to play like 9 hours and have 30 moves of opening prep, then agree to a draw. Then they play okay. All right, anyway, back to the game. Keres played C3, and Fischer didn't like that. He was PO'd, even though it was way before Star Wars. Okay, I don't like C3. I basically like any other move that makes any sense, like taking or E3, mainly E3. Okay, I don't like C3. I like this trade because I'm always telling Kier when you play the London, you want to play E3 and take with this pawn, so you have this pawn chain against this bishop. And here, you want to move the knight to C3. So this is already bad opening play by Keres. Black's already fine. Okay, now, I remember many years ago in one of my many games with Emery Tate, he played this move, and it was, mildly shocking, but that's what he does. But I have a very funny story about that. So in this position, Keres played bishop takes b8, not to give up the bishop for no reason, but to win the a pawn. Okay. Now, one of the reasons this week I'm showing games between the best players who ever lived, Kasparov, Fischer, is because I did a lot of that in my camp, and the kids weren't familiar with the classic games or famous players of the past in my chess camp at the U.S. Chess School in New York. And I thought you guys probably don't know these games either or have heard of these players, and the only thing you know is Carlsen. You don't know anything else. You're like, I never heard of anybody before Carlsen. Got nothing. Okay. And anyway, so one of the reasons I like this game, and I wanted to show you this game, was because of something Greg Shahada said to me. He was playing in a tournament years ago, and he had black, and he was considering in a London playing the move c5 on move 4 or 5 or 6, sort of like this game. And he was analyzing this variation. Bishop takes, rook takes, queen check, bishop d7, queen takes. And he wondered if he had enough compensation. So he thought about 7-8 minutes. And at some point, he realized white hadn't moved his c-pawn yet. White's pawn was still on c2. So he was analyzing queen a4 check, which was illegal, for several minutes. When he told me that story, I was thinking, yeah, I've done that, and people I've talked to have done that. You analyze illegal moves for your opponent that are really strong. And Greg was embarrassed by that, but that happens all the time. But anyway, then I see a game, and everything he was afraid of actually happened. So that was pretty funny, except it was legal. So, okay. So Keres gave up a developed bishop for an undeveloped knight, and then wasted several tempi with his queen. Okay, very suspicious. Now, it probably doesn't lose by force, but it's pretty dumb. The only excuse you would have for playing so badly and not understanding the position is if you already thought you had a terrible position, so you might as well have a pawn. Terrible not being a pawn ahead, terrible being a pawn ahead. Let's be a pawn ahead. I don't think Keres thought his game was terrible, so I think his judgment was just really bad. Okay, now, if black does nothing and just plays regular random moves, and white plays regular random moves, in like 5 moves, white's going to be a pawn for nothing. So black has to prove that he has compensation. So Fischer plays the most aggressive, knight e4, because we have to, attack while the king is here and can never escape. Now, obviously, black's king is on e8, but he can castle whenever he wants, so he's not worried. So this queen's in a bad spot, and my bishop is great. I got the 2 bishops. White's never castling. It's going to take several moves. So, all right. So this is a very good position for black. Let's go look at the chat. Fischer's channel, playing +1. Keres was always second. Everything's talking about Jews and anti-Semites. That's good. Good chat. DiMaggio's 56 game hit streak. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, pretty good streak. All right. Boobot's going crazy over here. Wow, that's just the worst. The chat's just the worst. Wow. Also, I don't know if they have this money anymore. I think Poland. I think Estonia might use euros now. But anyway, I don't know. I haven't been to Estonia. I have an old Estonian 5 crown note with Keres on it. I have it in the cash register. So if you ever come here, I can show you. All right. The chat's the worst. Okay. Anyway, so obviously Keres got to to the F out of there. So he plays E3. That's the computer move. Knight takes D2. King takes looks a little iffy. Now, what's the point of knight takes D2? You're going to see in a second. Fischer wants to open the center. The way to open the center, obviously, is E5. But E5 is protected a little bit. So he unprotects it a little bit. Okay? So king takes looks a little iffy. The engine says king takes and knight takes are equally good because they're both bad for white. But okay, any human's going to play knight takes. Thanks AO1 Sauce for the subscription. And then E5, obviously. So black's going to open up the center with his two bishops, the queen misplaced and the king misplaced. Okay, advantage black. Okay, now he made a very bad move. White did, Kara's did. 99.99 output coupler. Okay, a couple months of donation backlog. Thank you, sir. 99.99. That's the best donation ever. Because if he donated $999.99, that would like hurt my throat. I'd be like 999. 99.99 is enough, right, Karen? Mm-hmm. How much did Output Coupler just donate? $99.99. Oh. Yeah. That's a good donation. Somebody else just donated. That's really good. Also $99.99 from Liberal Cubiculartists.
That's great.
I think he's going to take back his donation because of my pronunciation. Long time no donate. $200 in 1 minute.
That was great. I felt bad. I think Output's the one that gave us money when we were supposed to go to Vegas, right?
Supposed to, yeah.
We did.
Did he carries that extra pawn? Sort of funny. That's the shit. Don't donate 99. I'll like start. It'll be embarrassing if you donate that. Yeah. Okay. So this position now, I tell my students, even though I don't teach anymore, they should play aggressively because if it's good, that's good. And if it's not good, their opponent will furrow their brow in a vain attempt to understand the situation. Right, Karen? Mm-hmm. Yeah, what am I quoting there?
I don't know.
Simpsons. Oh. Yeah, he said the stupid student, this is Principal Skinner. He said the dumber students will furrow their brow in a vain attempt to understand the situation. Yeah, that's 25 years ago. All right, what's that say? That looks like some kind of, what do you call it? What's that called? Like racist nonsense. And then trying to learn showed him who the boss was.
I didn't even see what it was. I saw that it was a picture.
Ow.
What was it?
It's something. Yeah. It's the Pepe the Frog. It's some kind of racist thing. I don't know. I don't even understand racism anymore. If I want to learn about racism, I just follow Trump's tweets. And then I learn about racism. The other racism is too complicated. Trump's racism is not complicated. He's just shoot from the hip. Everybody else, I'm like, wait, that's racist? I don't even know what's going on anymore. Mr. D. Paul 13. Yeah. Yeah, cyclists are despicable, chess comment, but you don't know why. If you go to the USCF, and that's all you type in, you don't get the U.S. Chess Federation, you get the U.S. Cycling Federation. Horrible. Damn, terrible. Okay, you're right. I never put any lectures on YouTube. There's only several hundred. There's probably 5 or 6 people on earth who have more lectures than me on YouTube for chess. How can I be number 7 or 8? Terrible. All right. Anyway, the engine says after D takes E5, White's position is playable. Then Bishop E2 and get out of dodge. But he played Knight B3, which is a very bad move, because it loses a tempo, so black gets to keep attacking. And this diagonal's open now. It wasn't open before. And that's not good. Okay. And Fischer castles, which is correct, and already black has a winning advantage. And if I was white, I would just castle through my bishop. I would just cheat. Anti-modes 1, just subscribe, thank you. Yeah. I would never consider Karras' move, even though the stupid engine says it's the second best. Queen C5. I'm not playing Queen C5. I have more sense than that. I can't calculate, but I have some sense. Okay, now every move is good. He chose Rook C8 because the Rook's obviously better on C8 than B8. And I assume Karras thought, if I go here, I'm going to take this pawn. Then he decided that would open up the center more and leave his queen vulnerable to attack. So he just played Queen B4, which is the engine choice. The engine says if you take this, you're doing even worse. Okay, and Fischer just played very simple, Rook E8. And you can see black has tremendous compensation for the pawn. If you don't believe me, you can ask Trump. He said it's tremendous. Okay? He said it's a goodly amount of compensation. He said a lot of people are talking about black's compensation. It's And rook e8 was recommended by Frederick Douglass, according to Trump. Anyway, so black's got the two bishops, okay? And I can't go to bishops because as a vegan, I can't have honey. And the rook's here. This king is no good. White's doing the queen's tour. Terrible. And this guy's like top 10 in the world, plus tax. The best compensation. Yeah. Bigly. Yeah. Okay. Now, yeah, Trump also does that. My mom pointed that out like 3 years ago. Trump repeats what he says a lot. Probably some brain issue. And Nakamura does that too. When Nakamura's interviewed, he likes to say the same thing over and over. See, I'll do that, but I'll have like a 2 minutes in between. He just says it. He always repeat. Yeah. Also, one time when Nakamura lost, he was being interviewed and he kept saying the same thing 3 times. So the arbiter declared the game a draw. Right, Karen? Karen's making herself presentable. I'm not. You're not? There's no thing scratching. What? All right. And then some other guys posting stuff. I don't know. All right. Back to the game. Bishop e2. Now there's a move I would play because it blocks the e file. So I like that. Okay. He takes, opening the e file. Okay. And then knight takes is the best move. And then he plays queen h4. So now white has an issue because we got all this action going on here. It's not good. All kinds of threats. Keres plays the engine move. Queen takes b7. If you're going to be losing, you might as well be 2 pawns up. And he's threatening some other stuff. That's pretty good, right? Not a lot of threats. Okay, Fischer plays the best move. Bishop takes d4. And e takes d4 is not playable because of this pin. It would lose immediately. If you take on d4, lots of moves win. But the engine announces mate in 11 with rook takes. But rook b8 also wins. Rook c2 wins. I guess every legal move wins. Now it says rook takes is mate in 9. Okay, obviously, this is there's good and there's not good. This is not good. It's not good. It's bad position. Yeah. Okay. So Keres can't take the bishop. He takes the other bishop. All right. Now it's opposite colored bishops, and you've all been taught maybe when it's opposite bishops, that favors the attacking side. Obviously, Fischer took on b2. Obviously, Keres moved his rook. The d1's the best square. And Fischer stops Keres from castling. So here, white's up a pawn, but he's down a rook. So rook's never going to get out. King's no good. Extra pawn irrelevant. So pretty easy win for black. Now, as I said, when you're attacking, especially when your opponent's king is in the center, you want to open it up. What move did black play to open up the position, especially in the center? Especially. Try to spell Fischer correctly. D4 exclam. Desert Lightning 04 subscribed for 8 months. Correct. Good subscribing. Yeah. Man, Karen's phone's going crazy. Oh, it's commercials on like my stream. Maybe she's watching somebody else's stream. Let's see. Could be somebody else's stream. Oh, it is my stream. Okay. Karen's getting ads. Could somebody in the next minute while I'm drinking Perrier donate a gift sub to Karen? She's getting commercials on my stream. So somebody donate a gift sub. Also, somebody sub. What is this? I've had 0 subs. Oh, I got some subs. Somebody donate. No, I think we didn't set it to maximum. We actually bypassed the system and set it to super maximum. Thank you, Trying to Learn. No, actually, you're wrong about the ads. There's actually no ads. You can ask almost anybody who's watching. They get no ads. If you get ads, you're in the minority. What can I tell you? Okay, we have 313 people watching. That's because I'm originally from Detroit, so 313. If we get one more, that's because my phone is from St. Louis, 314. And if one more watches, I give up. Bauer and Salad gifted Karen a sub. Hooray! Yeah, no ads. Yeah, you get no ads if you subscribe to the channel or if you have ad blocker. Yeah. Yay, ad breaks. All right. Let's see. Well, the heathens don't know, but they don't know 21 Pilots, then they would know. Right, Karen? Yeah. He gifted you a sub because I told them to. Bauer and Salad. I was like, whose stream are you watching? Right? And it was Amaranth. I was like, I changed it to mine. Oh. No, you're watching mine. And it was an ad.
Wait, what was it on before that?
No, it was mine. I was kidding. Oh. Anyway, you're watching my stream, and I saw an ad, and then I told somebody to gift you the sub, and they did.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, Karen's having trouble standing up, if you know what I mean. Okay. What?
I had half of a beer. I'm a bit tired.
Right. Well, 7 bottles, half of each. All right. Now, careful, you're knocking down all the bottles. All right. It's Karen. We'll turn, let's see, I move this way. As we say in French, scoot over. I will take you to the Casbah. We will make beautiful music together. No, we're going to Italy. I'm kidding. Okay. Yeah, can you see her? Yeah. Poor Karen.
So blurry.
She's got some cash in the bank. She's not that poor. I have 2 ad blockers, and neither of them work here. Man, you got to get a kid to help you. Okay, so D4. Rawr. See the king on F1? See that? Don't do that. No. Exactly. Now, if you go in our cash register, I'm not telling you to, then you open up the thing.
Yeah.
And then under the thing, where people keep hundreds, you know what we keep? We keep a bill from Estonia with his picture on it. It's a 5 crown note. Yeah, it's in there.
Oh.
Yeah. That's the second one I've had. The first one I lost. Somebody brought me that from Estonia when we were opening. Okay, now the engine says it doesn't matter what you do. Queen G4 or takes. He ended up taking. Okay. And then Fischer played a move the engine doesn't like right now. It's playing here. Thanks, Mania KPT22 for subscribing. Then, after thinking for a minute, then the engine plays Fischer's move. So if the engine thinks long enough, it's as good as Fischer. That's to think a long time. Queen E4. What's the threat?
Well, Queen takes the bishop.
Right. So then he played... The Queen B5 is the engine move, but any human plays Queen G4 because it defends the bishop and you trade queens. So no humans play Queen B5. Okay, then Fischer played the only good move. So other than Codex, who's using an engine, who else can answer what's the only good move for black? Otherwise, white's better. I mean, it's a draw, but there's one move where black's winning. I'll give you a hint. It used to be on a shirt that I owned. No. What?
I don't know.
Well, come on, you're my wife. I mean, I owned it 35 years ago. I don't want to hear any excuses. Yeah. All right, the guy who donated the most is correct. Yeah. Queen C2 is advertised. Right. Okay, Queen C2. Yeah. The only good move. Yeah, and then white resigned. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, now the engine says white should resign, but he played G3. Although you can't really play King G2 because you lose your bishop. So that didn't help too much. Okay, then Fischer made a bad move. The correct move is bishop to D2 because it traps the queen with H5 and then rook C3. But that's too hard. So he just took a pawn. Give a pawn, take a pawn. That was a blunder, but Fischer was 16, so we give him a break, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and then there was another blunder. This blunder's horrible. Horrible. Now, when I was playing whatever that guy's name is, Felix, in the last game we played, he had a queen on A5 and a rook on C7. He was black and he was mating me. And I played bishop D8 with white, pinning his rook to his queen.
I saw that.
And then I thought of this game. Oh. Everything reminds me of something. I'll show you why in a second. Mm-hmm. Okay, so here he made a blunder. Horrible blunder. Horrible. I'm guessing time trouble. After bishop F3, it's equal. So queen A2 blunder, then white blundered, bishop B5. Now, I have a serious question. Mm-hmm. Was I saying boo or boo earns when he played that? I was saying boo. All right. You know, because he's my favorite Chinese grandmaster. No, that was Wang. Okay, how did I make that joke? Okay, you hear what I'm saying? All right. Wait, do you have the right answer? If you do, ding, 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 Laren. And then what's the one I missed? I missed one of the Chinese grandmasters. Oh, you missed it. Okay, now I need them all. I need all the 2700s in China in 7 different jokes. Ding Liren, Yu Yangyi, Wang Yui, Wang Hao, Bu Zhangji. I got them all. I feel like I missed one of them. Who did I miss? I missed a Chinese 2700. Who is it? Who's the highest rated player in China? He's number 3 or 4 in the world. It's pretty good.
Ding Liren?
Yeah. Yu Yangyi's next. Wei Yi, I missed Wei Yi. Oh, and Li Chao. Li Chao's rating is doing all this. Okay, so this is the worst move ever. Now pay attention, Karen. Is this bishop defended?
No.
Is this rook defended?
No.
So what did black play? So I gave you the answer.
Oh, I see. Queen d5.
Right. Okay, pretty bad blunder from Kara's. Then he took the rook. He played the only legal move. He took the bishop with check. And he played king d3. Okay? Mm-hmm. So now he's attacking the queen, and he's attacking the bishop. Right. Now remember I said when I played that guy, and I played that move, it reminded me of this game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what move did he play? What move did I play? This is the inverse, because I was white and this guy's black.
After you pin.
Yeah. What move did I play to pin? What was that move?
Well, you moved your bishop.
All the way. So how do you save the bishop and the queen? There's more than one answer, but based on my game, there's only one answer. Because I played that move.
Okay.
I played the bishop d8.
All right. Well, I don't remember.
Bishop d8. So what move is like that? I moved my bishop all the way to the back rank.
All right. Well, bishop d2.
Not all the way. That's one square. All the way. Keep going. There's more chessboard.
E2, sorry.
Keep going. This is E2.
Oh, E1.
E1, yeah. Bam. That's a funny last move.
Sorry, I'm not good with this.
It saves both pieces. Yeah, that's what you meant. Now look at the numbers. Mm-hmm. Those are some good numbers, right? Yeah. Now it turns out every move wins. He can move his queen away, and then if he takes the bishop, he'll get mated. But okay, after this he resigned.
But this game's not exactly like yours.
Yeah, because the bishop went here, and then he was black. Mm-hmm. So bishop's going to the back rank when there's a lot of pieces on the board is weird. And I did it against that guy, and then he did it, and it's the same square. Because I was white, and I went here, and he's black, and he went there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's exactly the same. Add, and I'm leaving. Oh, no. Don't do that.
Wait, what did I say?
I don't know. He said he's the biggest genius since Trump. I just recently started watching your videos, and I like your lessons. But there are very few for under 1,700 on YouTube. What should I focus on? I guess donating money to me, right? Is that what you should focus on?
You have a few that are for under 1,400.
What? All right. The more you donate, the more you learn. Good job. Okay. Also, what? Okay. Now, the next game is a good game. It's a very famous game. So probably Karen's memorized it.
I don't have any games memorized.
Yeah, I know. Which brothers did Fischer beat in famous games? One's the game of the century. That's the worst game. I'm showing the good game. Mm-hmm. They were American brothers. One was a GM, one was an IM. No? If you don't know, you could look at the chat in like 5 seconds because they're all typing it now.
All right, let me just look over there.
Yeah, they're all going to type it. Rufus and Doofus. See? Burn, 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 exclam. Mm-hmm. Right? Have you heard of the Byrne brothers?
You brought it up on the stream.
Right. There's Robert Byrne and there's Donald Byrne. Robert Byrne was a GM and a candidate. Donald Byrne was an IM. Donald Byrne claimed he was the best blitz player in the world.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll remember this.
And Donald Byrne lost to my dad, giving him 5 minutes to 3. So he was not the best blitz player in the world. Yeah, he was doofus. Yeah. Okay, now that game, the game of the century, it was a slow century. When Fischer was 13, that game isn't really a good game. It's just that Fischer sacked his queen, so they're like, ooh, okay. And I thought the guy was being scary, but he was just reading his Cheerios. So, right? Mm-hmm. Ooh. Okay, that game's actually pretty good, but not the queen sack. Before that was Bishop E6. And yeah. Okay, this game's a better game. Okay, this is Robert Byrne is white against Fischer. Now, it turned out, this wasn't known until later, both people ended up going to prison for being serial killers. Did you know that? Yeah, because of the 3 names. Yeah, it's true. Now, on Rick and Morty, in the episode where they go to the all-women planet, right, Gazorp, and then there's crimes, and then, you saw the episode. The woman in front of them, before they get sentenced to death, Rick and Summer, what crime did she commit, and what was her sentence? Okay. She said it's the worst crime a woman can commit. She's found guilty of having bad bangs. Okay? And then what was her punishment? The silent treatment. So nobody would talk to her. Yeah. Then Rick and Morty got sentenced to death. Okay. Now, at one point when she was, they announced her name, the woman who had bad bangs, and she had the 3 names. And then one of the other women is like, yeah, they always have 3 names. These huge criminals. Yeah. All right. Bad bangs, silent treatment. See, that guy knows what's up. Yeah. Props to you for putting up with me. But you've seen Rick and Morty. You love it.
I like
something. Yeah.
Wait, where are they saying?
Failefsky, subscribe. Yay, go Ben. Karen's watched Rick and Morty. She knows what's up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I fall asleep a lot.
Yeah, especially. See, here's the thing. In the first season, when possibly episode 2, but I'm getting confused because I'm tired. It's the episode where they make fun of a movie I didn't see. I don't think you saw it either. Oh, maybe you did see it. Where they go in each other's dreams. It was a famous movie, but I didn't see it. They keep going further and further in the dreams, and then they're making fun of the movie. Inception. Did you see Inception?
Yeah, I saw.
Oh, I didn't see Inception. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's episodes not easy to follow if you've never seen the movie, but then you follow after like a minute.
Like that movie.
But what did you think of the episode? Okay, now, all right. So this is Byrne Fischer. Now, Byrne plays very boring. Okay, pretty boring. I don't like it. Look at that. Oh, okay, now he plays E3. Okay, if your opponent plays E3, you got to raise your hand to get a better opponent. Byrne was a candidate for the World Championship and played E3. Are you mad? Okay. Terrible move. Okay. Now, what's funny is this game reminds me of the last game. Fischer plays Bishop A6. Okay. Now, in the last game, if you remember, Fischer played Rook E8 and E5 and opened up the center. Remember? It was the last game.
I wasn't even in here for that.
Right, but then Then Fischer did that here. Yeah, he played Rook E8 and E5. See? Yeah. Open that up. Now, the problem with a lot of people, if you can call them people, is they start crying. And I'm like, why are you crying? And they always say the same thing. I have an isolated pawn. Right? Remember when you were like in Alabama in elementary school, like 3rd grade, and some girl was crying and you were like, why are you crying? Didn't she always say, because I have an isolated pawn? Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, isolated pawn don't mean nothing. When I said that, I was thinking a foot massage don't mean shit. Give my mother a foot massage. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Like, that don't mean nothing.
It can mean something.
No.
Yeah, it
no,
does.
no.
I've had games.
Okay, so, yeah. So, you have to have active pieces, which you don't usually have. You got to have active pieces. Okay, pawn don't mean nothing. Okay, I give my mother a foot massage. Okay, you can't, you got to, So, okay, isolated pawn. Ooh, isolated pawn, no. Okay, but that's pretty good, and then that's pretty good, and it's all good, right? Where's it good, Karen? Where? In the hood. In the hood. It's good in the hood. Right.
I was gonna
Okay.
say all.
What?
I was going to say all.
Okay. All? What? Okay. Now, Byrne played a terrible move. Frankly, terrible. Okay. When you don't castle, especially you at home, you get checkmated on F2 and F7. You get scholars mated. Then when you improve your chess, which will happen to some of you in a few years, you'll castle when you learn how, and then you won't, okay, then you're fine. So when you castle, you defend these squares. Now Fischer don't care about F7 because he's got something else defending it, and there's a 0% chance White's going to attack F7. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So Fischer don't care about that. Byrne, on the other hand, like we got knight G4, we got the other knight to G4, we got knight D3, you better defend F2. And Byrne, who studied German in college, said, "Ich don't think so." And he played rook FD1. Boo! Terrible move. And now Black's already winning. Okay, and Black played the obvious move, knight to D3. Ow. Okay, then he blundered again. He played queen C2 because now he has the latent potential. See, he's attacking it. Mm-hmm. And then Fischer's like, whatever. Yeah, and then White's king starts running around. That's good at your king running around. Yeah, so that is just terrible. Rook FD1, queen C2. Now, here's what happens. Let me explain what happens. You listening? Because this happens to you. You go to a tournament and the players are rated between 1,000 and 2,000, right? A lot of people are like that, right? Mm-hmm. Like at this one. And then one of them is, playing losing moves, and the other one's not playing the winning moves. So the game just goes on and on and on, and the moves don't make any sense. It's like about equal, right? That's like every game in that room. Every game ever played is one side like hangs everything, the other side doesn't take it, and then the game never ends, and it's a terrible game. When grandmasters play, they play the opposite. They don't play terrible moves, so the game goes on and it's a draw, and then Geary complains. Okay. Occasionally, a grandmaster plays bad, or you have a mismatch where grandmaster plays doofus. And then, you see that. In this game, grandmaster played bad, and Fischer's all over him, right? If Byrne was playing like a 1400, he'd just win. And then the engine would say, man, Byrne, you were losing. But the 1400's like, what? Okay. But Fischer's not 1400, he's at least 1500. Now, Black just sacrificed a piece, right? Mm-hmm. And then see what the engine says?
Yeah.
Yeah, it says like White resigns. So that was two terrible moves in a row. Byrne underestimated the sacrifice. Now, grandmasters today, supposedly, see these games and they're like, ooh, I'm not going to play bad like Byrne, then we improve, right? And then Elvest hangs a piece on move 5. Okay, so I don't know. Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's go back and read the chat. I'm not going to read the chat. Terrible. Okay, so he takes knight G4 check. See, he's coming to get him, right? Mm-hmm. Goes back. Okay. And then in this position, you see how this is attacked? You agree? Mm-hmm. Okay. In this position, Fischer played a very famous move. Very famous. Okay. Everybody and their sister plays knight takes rook because it's a rook. Mm-hmm. Terrible. Black has sacrificed material with the intention of attacking the white king. Okay? And he's doing a good job. Which white piece is defending the white king? It's right in front of it.
Well, I mean, the bishop's
in
front of it.
Right. So he took it. Now it's not.
Okay.
Okay. Now, does white have a white squared bishop? No. Does black have a white squared bishop? Yeah. Okay. Now you see this diagonal, right? Mm-hmm. I'll show them because they can't see my finger. Okay. You see that diagonal, right? You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, what is impeding black from being on that diagonal with a bishop and a queen? Why can't you just, what's wrong? What's in the way?
Well, the pawn.
Right, not anymore. Bam. Okay, so black's down a piece, and then the engine says like plus $1 billion. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so he takes it, and then always retreat, right? Check. Moves his king. And then he plays queen d7. He wants to play queen h3. And he wants to play rook a d8. You see that bishop? You see that? Man. Okay. Oops. Okay. Now, according to my 60 memorable games, I wasn't there. I don't know. There were 2 GMs in the analysis room, right, analyzing the game. And they said white's better. Maybe white's winning because white's up a piece, right? And then white resigned. What's the engine say?
Well, it's 7.
It says black's up 7.
4, yeah.
Right. Now, I know some GMs, white's better? White's getting crushed. White's got nothing. White's just getting mated. Okay. And then, yeah. You can't, there's nothing you can do, right? All the variations is plus 1,000. Now, Fischer was like, oh man, I can't believe he resigned. I wanted to play all these beautiful moves and so forth, right? Okay, and one of the variations was King G1, okay? And now the engine wants to just keep attacking, right? But if I remember correctly, and I don't, Fischer wanted to do this. You understand everything, all the tactics?
I think so.
Yeah. But then, okay, and that does win. But the engine's like, you could win like that, but you can just attack and win because the white king is ridiculous. Yeah. So that was a genius game because he played knight takes g2 and d4. He just attacked the king, and then Vern's like, I give up. Okay? And that's because he has great understanding of the situation. He sees that white's king has no hope. Like, there's just nothing. You just get crushed. Horrible. And Byrne obviously understood that also. Now, if you make a normal move, let's say you move your knight, like somewhere, then I'm going to play queen takes queen and bishop takes knight, forking your rooks. Right? So let's say you go here, defending everything. That undefends g2. Now you're not defending g2 with your queen. So you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then this position, you see everything's mate, plus 20. Yeah. See that king there? Why is that good, the king on e1? Do you know why? Setting up for the next game. Yeah. Okay, so that's a famous game. I like that game better than the game of the century Donald Byrne game because black sacrificed a piece for an attack, and he understood he was completely winning, and some people did not. They were like, he's got nothing. Horrible. And there was some other famous variation. It was like queen f2. There was some famous variation. Oh, yeah, this was it. Are you watching? Mm-hmm. Don't cry, because it's really beautiful. You might cry. Yeah, Fischer gave this variation in his notes. He said, this was very upsetting that Byrne resigned because I wanted to do this. You watching? Mm-hmm. Okay, queen check. What does white do?
King G1.
Right, now you're sitting down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If Fischer did that, he would have been given a mic to drop. That move you're not going to understand unless you look forever. That's too complicated.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so if you take with the queen, obviously this is mate. So that was easy, right? Mm-hmm. The rook is overworked. It's defending the knight and the e1 square. So now we take the knight. You see how this is going on? Mm-hmm. And if you take it, it's mate.
Oh, okay.
So Fischer was like, why did he resign? I wanted to do that. Because, you want to play there. And that guy didn't resign. The guy I was playing blitz with, so I got to sack my queen for a similar mate because it was blitz chess. So, yeah.
Yeah, I missed that game.
Right. You were like, Ben's just going to lose every game, and you left. Yeah, I mean, you were right, but cheated a little. Okay. Yeah, so that's a good variation, right? Also, these are good pieces over here. Yeah. Yeah, see that? Now, that's a bishop. Right. Now, of course, Karen's not going to say it because she doesn't want to embarrass you. But if you remember the World Championship match between Topalov and Anand, they were tied with 1 game to go, and Anand was black and a Lasker Queen's Gambit, and he had this great bishop like that, and then Topalov's king was getting mated and he got crushed. So Anand won the last game with black to become world champion, to retain his title. Yeah. I'm sure you guys all know that game. It was funny. Spencer was at the chess camp on Friday, and I walked in the room, and he was showing a position. It was move 8. Yeah, and nothing was happening. And I said, is this Kasparov Petrosian? And he said, yeah. And then I said 1983, and he said 81, and everybody booed me, and I left. The Queen's Gambit accepted. What's funny is the Kasparov Petrosian game, Petrosian won with black. And Petrosian walked his king up the board, and he's like, what you got? Yeah. You agree, right? Yeah.
I think so.
All right. I've never seen an Anand game analyzed. Never? Well, I've analyzed with Anand. He's pretty good. I have a funny Anand story. In 1989, it was 88, but 89's funnier. In 1988, Anand stayed at my apartment in Brussels. So we played a sessions of Blitz, because you got to do something. In first session, this isn't a joke, sounds like it is. The score was 9-9. That was the score. It was. And he didn't like that, because, he's better than me. I was trying harder than him.
Yeah.
He was like reading a book. Not a chess book like some other, but he was like playing. He's ignoring the game. Anyway, the next day, he beat me 20-0. I knew one of us would be world champion. My dad said that about him and Fischer. Yeah. Now, Ray Stone, who you don't know, although I just gave him some money a few months ago, he's a FIDE master in Canada. He stayed at the World Open with Anand in like 87, something like that. They were roommates. And at some point, Ray said, my goal at the World Open at this point is to not lose to Anand in Blitz. He wanted to draw or win one game. They played every day in the hotel room, but he didn't do it. So he lost every game for like 5 days. And Anand was good at Blitz. Yeah. Actually, Anand's pretty good now. He did really well today. You don't know that because you don't follow what's going on. You're like sleeping all day. So in round 1, Anand beat Nipom Niachi or whatever. Then in round 2, he beat Giri. This is in rapid. Mm-hmm. Then in round 3, he drew Fabi. So he's tied for first with Fabi.
No, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and he's 49. Yeah. Yeah. But Carlsen's the greatest ever, even though the last 2 times he played Anand, they drew. And Anand's like 100. So I don't know. All right. Vishwanathan. Yeah. Vishy was really good at Blitz and Rapid. Like, you'll never understand. I don't mean you, I mean them, but you too. And now he's old and terrible. Old and terrible, he's still the best in the world. Mm-hmm. But when he was really good, that was weird. He was like weird good, like it wasn't right. You can't explain it. All right, what's happening? 999. Theoretically, if chess is ever solved, it'll be a draw. Thank you, Skirg. Yeah, chess is a draw. I have spoken. Okay, I didn't prepare any other games, but I have a list. Okay, now what Hall & Oates song do you see?
Kiss.
Very good, yeah. It's on my list.
What list?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, these are just games that Fischer won with black. Okay, now if I remember correctly, and I do, yeah, this was the game that tied it up. So we'll look at this game. This was a good game. Okay, not really an attacking game, but leave me alone. Okay, so this is Fischer-Spassky game 5. All right. Even though it says burn Fischer. I did a good job. What does that say? Whooper, LOL. Let's see. Control C. Yeah, this has a good tactic at the end. Karen memorized this game. Right, sweetie?
I need to memorize.
You memorized the opera game, then you forgot.
I did have it memorized.
All right. Uh-oh, serial killer. Boris Vasilyevich Spassky. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. All right. Now, Karen liked the movie Pawn Sacrifice. Let's give her some trivia questions. Who played Spassky in the movie?
I don't remember.
Correct. You don't remember. Now, I don't remember either, but I think it was Liv Schreiber. Yeah. We'll let the audience decide. Liv Schreiber. Yeah, Ben Affleck. You're banned. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the guy said, no, Peter Parker played Fischer. Tobey Maguire played Fischer. I said, who played Spassky? God, you guys are dumber than usual. No, stop saying Tobey Maguire. He played Fischer. I said who played Spassky. Stop saying the guy who played Fischer. You're banned. They all say Tobey Maguire. He's the only guy in the movie they know. It's like he played all the parts. Yeah. 2 people said Liv Schreiber. He gets the prize for misspelling it the most. Yeah, see, now Sylvester Stallone's a funny answer. That's a good answer. Now, you don't know this because, well, they don't know anything. Did you see the movie Nighthawk or Nighthawks? I forgot the name of it.
I don't think so.
Anyway, the movie stars, yeah. But anyway, that's with Sylvester Stallone, your favorite actor. However, also that guy just died. Yeah, Rutger Hauer was the bad guy. Yeah. Rutger Hauer died last week, by the way. How old was Rutger Hauer? The answer is Fries, 76. Who played Lombardi? I know that actor. Good actor. A good actor played Lombardi. Anyway, no, Stallone died a long time ago, but he's still alive. But anyway, Stallone, I'll tell you a movie he was in. It's either Annie Hall or Manhattan. Nobody knows because I don't know the same movie to me. Anyway, in one of the movies, there's a scene where he's in the subway, Woody Allen, in New York, and these hoodlums are causing an issue. So Woody Allen times it and pushes the hoodlum out of the thing, like physically, and they're like, what? And then the door's closed, then he's like, getting the finger, then the door's open. And then, and one of the hoodlums, and it was Sylvester Stallone. He was unknown. He was in the movie for 5 seconds. Nobody heard of him. Just like now. Okay, he was Peter Skarsgård. That's correct. Yeah. He's not as good as Stellan Skarsgård. Okay. Anyway, this is game 5 of the, yeah. Okay. Is this game 5? I thought this was another game.
I have to work tomorrow.
This is game 5. All right. What? What do you mean?
No, I said I'm just getting tired.
All right. We'll take a nap. Okay. So this is, what opening is this?
Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, close enough. Nimzo Indian. Yeah, close though. Okay. They played a very boring positional strategical line, putting people to sleep. So in this position, black gives up the dark squared bishop, then puts all his pawns on dark squares so that his white square bishop is free. And then you're like, but Ben, white has the 2 bishops. And then Fischer's like, yeah, that bishop's no good. Okay, so white wants to play e4 so the bishop can get out. That's the idea. So he played e4, and then e5, like I said. And then they blocked up the center. So these positions are good for white, but this was 1972, so, Okay, so black wants to play knight g6, and like I would. So white played knight h4. Yeah, I don't like that move. Okay, and then Spassky made a move that I think is very anti-positional. Okay, the engine says it's the best move. f4, very aggressive. Okay, now Fischer made a move that's going to confuse you. Now remember, I was yelling at you guys before because you guys are like, wah, doubled pawns, wah, isolated pawns. Remember them? They were doing that? Okay, watch what Fischer does. Knight g6. Look at him mess up his pawns. Yeah. Okay, but now the knight's good and the bishop's good, and when I cast, I got the open F file. See? So that's okay. And then black's going to play knight g4 and then queen h4 and all that. So you see how h3 is the computer move? So he played h3. Oh, no, he took. Blunder. He should have played h3. I thought he played h3. Okay, and then Fischer took back. Bishop e3. He defended the pawn. Okay, now, you see all these pawns here? Which one does white want to get rid of? Which one's isolated out of all those pawns? All by itself.
The A pawn.
Yeah, so he played a4, and he's going to play a5.
Yeah.
And then Fischer's like, no, you're not. So that pawn's a weakness. Now, this bishop, that can't do too much. What would Lisa Simpson say? While you're thinking about it, we'll see if they answer.
I don't know what she would.
What would Lisa Simpson say about that bishop?
Let's see what people say.
This guy says I should analyze the game where Fischer didn't show up and got forfeited. While they're thinking about what Lisa Simpson said, what game was that? Which game number? Did Fischer not show up against Spassky?
I don't know.
Do you guys know? A blockaded bishop is of little value from Tom F51. And then 2. All those answers are correct. Okay, yeah, game 2 he didn't show up. Okay, game 1 or 2. What do you mean game 1 or 2? Game 1 was when he played bishop takes h2. Come on. Okay, so if Spassky played rook b1, that pawn's weak, right? And then bishop d7, putting pressure on that pawn. Rook b2, rook b8 defending his pawn, doubling up on the bubble up. That's a really boring game. But white's bishop is so bad that black's better. See how he's got pressure here? And then he's defending it? Mm-hmm. Boo. See, bishops are terrible. We call those the Nakamura bishops. Today, Nakamura played Fabi in round 1, and Naka had the 2 bishops and they couldn't move, so he lost. Okay. See, he's got the back rank all protected. Yeah. Okay. And this is a very famous move. And this tied up the match. Mm-hmm. Fischer lost the first 2 games, and then he won and drew and won. So, yeah. Or did he? Yeah. Is that right? Or did he draw and then win? Yeah, I forgot because I wasn't born yet. All right. Now, you see how the queen defends this and this? That's called overworked. Mm-hmm. So what did Fischer do to, remove the defender? Did he sack his queen or sack his bishop?
Oh, I see. Sacked his bishop.
Yeah. Yeah. And Spassky resigned, and you can see the numbers there. Don't be scared. See the numbers? Because if you take it, and I take this, mm-hmm. This is checkmate, you agree, mm-hmm. And that's checkmate. And then the computer says this is the best move. Because then you don't get mated so quickly. You get to save another move. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. Look. See? Mm-hmm. It says this is the best move, queen e8. Yeah. So he resigned instead of getting mated. Bishop takes a4. That's like a tactics trainer kind of tactic. Mm-hmm. But 1972. Yeah. Seems like black's going forward. See these pieces? Right? Mm-hmm. And then white didn't go forward. Yeah. That was a great strategical masterpiece. That was a good game. Yeah. Somehow Fischer played good games. Prearranged. Right. Yeah. Naka's having a rough streak, for 7 years? All right. The engine offers Spassky to resign. Yeah. What if queen d2? Roman Gingerashvili has a saying for these positions. You know what he says? He says, I'm looking, but I can't find a move that doesn't win. Yeah. So the engine says every move wins, but to win the most, you trade and then take on e4. Now black's up 2 pawns, threatening a 3rd pawn and threatening mate. So that's good for black. So you see how good for black? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, he has doubled pawns. Terrible. Passed pawn. Yeah. He says, who's the hot chick?
Who says that?
Oh, it's Haruki Nakapuki.
Yeah.
She's not a hot chick. She's my wife. Mm-hmm. What was I watching? We were watching the movie together. The guy, it was DiCaprio. He said, he said it more than once. He said, I love my wife and, not my girlfriends. That's what he said. Hopefully they'll never meet. Remember what he said? I forgot what he said, but it was like that. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Her name is Ben. Ben, obviously. What? I'm the hot chick? Damn. 6 years? What did I say happened in 6 years? All right. Good chat. All right, we'll do one more game because Karen wants to go home. Right?
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, you're the tiredest. Let's do... That's a blitz game. Let's not do a blitz game. Let's not do a simul game. Wow, Unzicker. Is he your favorite player? So I always wondered something. Who's better, Unzicker or Ullmann? The answer is Fries. There actually is no answer. They're both like top. I don't know. They're both like, 10 to 20 in the world. I mean, when they were good. Okay, let's look at Unzicker Fischer because it was a Najdorf. Najdorf's exciting, right, Karen?
I like it.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so we push this, and this was played at an Olympiad. And let's see what Olympiad it was. A 62? It was 62. It was in Varna. Man, that's a tough one for Karen, especially if I'm wrong. That's really tough. What country is Varna in? Also, I might be wrong.
Varna?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm right. Do you know what country it's in? Hold
No.
on. $8.88. D-Rush 98. Interesting donation. Do you know?
No.
Bulgaria, unless I'm wrong. Now we're going to see if I'm wrong. This guy said Bulgaria, so I think I'm right. This guy said Bulgaria also. Pretty sure it's in Bulgaria. Yeah. Okay, so he's playing a guy from East Germany. Maybe it's West Germany. Nobody knows. Okay, it's East meets West. All right, so it's a Najdorf, because Fischer played the Najdorf. This is before Fischer played my dad. This is 62. Okay, North Dakota is correct. Yeah. Bishop E2, boring. Now, when Najdorf invented the Najdorf, he wanted to play E5. A lot of people play E6 because they want to play this Scheveningen, but they don't want to allow the Keres attack. That's what you were thinking. But Fischer played E5, Najdorf style, right? Okay, retreat, and then bishop E6. Yeah, that's the way you're supposed to play the Najdorf. All right, castles, F4, Queen C7. The point of Queen C7 is if they play F5 attacking the bishop, your bishop can go here because the queen's defending it. And I can prove I'm right because that happened. F5, bishop C4. Right. A4, stopping B5. Okay, so both sides have all their pieces out and they castled. This pawn's a little weak. Now, this game looks really familiar. This looks like a game from my 60 memorable games. I'm pretty sure this is the game. How many games look like this? Yeah, this is a great game. It's a famous game. I picked a good game. Okay, A5, suffocating Fischer. B5, unsuffocating himself. Now, Fischer later explained he didn't know the en passant rule. So that's what happened. All right. Now, you know me. I walk around our house all day saying two bishops, right? Okay, all day. And then this position, white played a move that they give a question mark to that I would never consider, and yet the engine plays it. Now, this question is a little hard for you. You'll answer, and then if you're not right, we'll let them answer, okay?
Okay.
What is the most important square in the Najdorf, especially in this position? Of the 64 squares on the board, this is the key square.
I don't know.
Correct. Let's see what they say. Okay, that's a pretty bad answer. Yeah, C4 is a reasonable answer, but D5 is the usual answer. Yeah. And the only way to explain white's move is that D5 is really important. If black plays D5, black's doing great. If black never plays D5, because white's controlling D5, then this pawn's weak and this bishop's no good. But if I play D5, my bishop's great and my pawn's crushing you. So that explains white's next move, a move I would never consider. They give it a question mark. The engine says it's the best move. Bishop takes the knight, giving away the two bishops. Why did he do that? He wants to control D5, and the knight controls D5. Also, c4 is a very important square, as somebody pointed out. So black could play bishop takes and put the knight on c4. So he stopped all that. Okay. And then bishop b5 is an excellent move. Very good move. Because this pawn's terrible, but if I can take this way, then my pawn's pretty good. So that's a really good move. Okay. Now, actually, this is where the question mark comes in. Here, white should do nothing. Like a nothing move. The most nothing move is bishop to d3, because that defends this pawn. Then he should make sure he has a subscription to Netflix, because then he could chill, right? That's what he should do. But he couldn't do it. Yeah. If he plays bishop d3, he's fine. But he took this instead. That's a very bad move. Very bad move. And the annotators don't mention how bad it is. Right, now, it's obvious to even the most dim-witted individual with an advanced degree in hyperbolic topology that the pawn on a6 is terrible, and this pawn here is great, because we're going to open the A file, we're going to attack the knight. This pawn's terrible. Ah, that's better. Yeah, and now black is just better. And here, the reason black is better is this pawn is weak, this pawn is weak, and as we say in India, this knight does...
Vishwanathan.
Vishwanathan. Where's that knight going?
Yeah.
Right? And you're like, but Ben, that's a terrible bishop. Why'd your voice get like that? Well, my bishop actually can get pretty good. And my bishop is defending this and defending this. Your knight's just sitting there being terrible. Okay, now he played another good move, and I'll just show you the move, then I'll ask you what John Nunn would call it. Right?
All right.
He played rook a4. What would John Nunn say about that move? Quick before they all answer.
I don't know.
You don't know? I'll bet you they all answer. Yeah, they're going to spell it wrong, but they'll still answer.
Let's see.
Yeah. Collinear. Okay, that's right. Having none of it. Toby Maguire. That's also correct. It's also acceptable. So you see how the rook here, he's taking this pawn and he keeps trying to, get it better, right? Mm-hmm. He's trying to double up on the bubble up. He's putting pressure on this weak pawn. His rook can go to c4. Rook a4 is a great move. Okay, he played c3, queen a6. Now, white's king is in like checkmating position. There's no luft, right? Mm-hmm. And this guy's German. Got to get luft. Right? German. So he played h3. Good. Rook c8, activating his weak piece. Okay, and then if white gets luft, so does black. h6. Mm-hmm. No checkmate. Bishop g5. The bishop's good. And now, I always tell my students, don't move pawns in front of your king. But Unzicker was not my student, because I wasn't born yet. And he was like, no, the dark squares, no. So he played g3. No, you can't, no. You can't do that, no. That's ridiculous. You can't have your king like that. Now, if you're playing Rufus and Doofus, maybe. But Fischer was pretty good. Okay, Fischer, queen a7. Doesn't that look annoying? And you know annoying, you're married to me. So you know when it's annoying, right? Do you want black to play queen f2 check? What would Unzicker say? I just don't think so. Yeah. Okay. So he played king g2, defending, right? Okay. Then he did it again. Another collinear move. Rook a2. Man. So you agree that that's a pretty serious threat. Mm-hmm. Pretty serious. Okay. So the engine already says black's winning. He played king f1. Now if you play rook takes pawn, your queen's hanging. So you can't play rook takes pawn. Now watch this. You watching? Mm-hmm. I'm going to take the pawn off the board. See how I did that?
Yeah.
Now black plays queen f2 checkmate. You agree?
Mm-hmm.
That means this pawn can't move. You agree?
Yeah.
What's that pawn defending?
The c pawn.
But that pawn can't move.
Right.
So black played. The pawn can't move, and it's defending that.
So you can C takes. Rook takes C3.
What's the engine say?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Fischer's pretty good. He sees that. Now, there's a lot more tactics than what I told you. I told you he can't do this because of mate.
Yeah.
But he could take that.
Mm-hmm.
But then if he does, which he didn't do, but if he does, it looks like white's winning. But black has a Zwischenzug. White saw the Zwischenzug because he's German. So, like he invented the word Zwischenzug. So, yeah, it's Rook F3 check.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's all over him like, I don't know, Oprah on a bed of money? I don't know. All right. And then if you go here, that's good for black because I said so. Pretty good for black, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. So Unzicker, after Rook C3, played... Wait, what do you do? Wait, he resigned? I thought he made another move. I thought this game continued. No. Oh, they just give a funny variation. Yeah. By the way, watch this variation they give. It's funny. Here. This is their variation they give. And then, what do they say? Their variation makes no sense, but here. King D3. Here. And the reason they give this variation is they're trying to show you earlier in the game when Fischer played H6.
Yeah.
If he didn't play H6, checkmate. But he played H6. So, yeah. So he knew what was up. He knew after H6 he could give away the back rank. Yeah. Remember when white castled kingside and played King H1 and King H2? And now look where his king is. Yeah. So after Rook takes C3, white resigned. And the engine says some crazy numbers, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Man, Fischer was pretty good. This was in 62. That was the year before he beat my dad. So he was already pretty good. My dad posited that Fischer was ranked about 5th in the world when he played him. So he's probably about 10th in the world here. Looks pretty good. Yeah. So that was Fischer games. We're going to end early today because Karen wants to go home. And I got to go home with her while the getting's good, right? Yeah, exactly. Is the getting on and the getting's too good? Yeah. Yeah. Wait, what am I quoting?
Tired.
What am I quoting? Oh, I know what it is. It's Family Guy. It was their anniversary, and Cleveland said, "I got to get home while the getting's good." And then the getting wasn't good for Cleveland. Yeah, that was actually, I can't even talk about what happened. It's a cartoon, I can't talk about it. Man. But if you've watched it, you'll find that funny.
I'm hungry.
Could you relive any moment in your life? What moment would you pick? Probably when I bought these shoes. Are these nice?
They are nice.
Yeah. And she's a woman, so she approves of buying shoes. Yeah. You have less shoes than any woman who ever lived, right? But still many pair. Like, I never see you buy shoes, and you still have a lot of shoes. It's pretty good.
I don't like to shop.
Right, but you still somehow have more, like, you have like 10 times more shoes than me, and you never shop. If you took all your shoes and sandals and things you put on your feet like that, how many do you have? I've never seen you even buy one. You have like 30.
That's because I never get rid of any shoes. I would say that I have...
It's way more than 30. That's why she's embarrassed.
I probably have 50 pairs of shoes.
Right, I've never seen you buy shoes. Never.
But
maybe I saw you buy one.
I don't wear most of those.
Maybe I saw you buy one.
At least 50.
Right, and this is my second pair because I bought them today. I actually have another pair. But I have the one shoe. Remember?
But I have some. I have some like 30-year-old shoes.
No, but I have that one shoe and can't find the other one. Yeah, yeah. Karen got really mad because she was at work and she came home and I was with Elizabeth's shoe and she's like, "What is this?" And I said, "I'm missing a shoe." So. Right?
We are missing a shoe. That has to be Glory B. It has Glory B written all over.
That means it's in the yard buried somewhere? That was expensive, those shoes.
I don't know where else it would be.
All right. Does Karen... Man, I can't say that. I almost said it, too. Look at that. Man. Tonight, let's see. What? See this quote? He says, "Tonight I get anal. No matter how clean I want the house, you have to keep. Yeah, that Peter said that to Lois.
Oh.
Yeah, he's misquoted slightly. I've been wearing the same pair of hiking boots for 17 years. They're not pretty. Yeah. Okay, so tomorrow I will stream at the same time. However, I'll be doing Karpov, but don't tell Karen. Oh, she's here. Damn. I mean, I'm going to be looking at his games. Yeah.
I'll be running a tournament tomorrow.
I believe strongly I'm understanding this conversation between you.
Wait, what?
Is he being sarcastic? All right, have a good night and have a good bishop. Now we have to ask Karen a very important question. Who should I raid?
Oh, yeah, let me pick.
There's these two. And then we could then there's probably people like streaming, I don't know, like Japanese Tutor.
Wait, let me look.
Actually, Japanese Tutor was raiding and now he's not.
Wait a minute.
Let's see what the Gawking Rabble says.
Wait, let me look.
Come on, Gawking Rabble. Who should I stream? I got Naroditsky and Chess Bras of my followed channels. Pick some random guy with 3 viewers. Raid Naroditsky. Ninja. Just kidding. What do you think, trying to learn? Who should I raid? Naroditsky in all caps. Where's my guy? Come on, trying to learn. Tell me what do. Yeah. Raid Karen later.
Naroditsky.
Botes, she's not streaming.
She's not even on.
Yeah, raid what? STL Chess Club. They're obviously not streaming. Karen and I will be in St. Louis August 22nd to 25th. So if you want to buy us dinner, if it's nice, we'll go. If it's a cheap place, then yeah. Right, you agree with that? She's like, all right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys aren't giving good answers. And then trying to learn to give any answer. Did he go to sleep? Did I tell him he could leave? Are you kidding me? God, horrible. Frankly. All right, so you tell me Chess Bras or probably Chess Bras because we want them to rate us. Right?
Either one's fine. Yeah, Chess Bras.
I think Chess Bras. Yeah, also I rated them once and I typed in the name wrong and so they missed 1,000 viewers. So I gotta keep apologizing for some reason. Chess Bra. Yeah. Would you actually dinner with us if we got you something nice? Yeah. Of course we would.
Definitely.
Now I'm a vegan, so it would be nice for Karen. Yeah. What do you like? You like Bar Italia?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bar Italia is nice. We can walk there and she can get a steak. You like their steak?
I'm not a big beef eater.
What do you eat? Oh, that's not. Oh. Yeah.
It's not.
Not in public anyway.
But I mean.
All right. So what's that?
I can eat anything.
Yeah. Yeah, she's more of a small beef eater, unfortunately. Okay, so anyway, about the beef eaters, Karen was saying